Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, anybody who identifies as anything other than that, what a special gift we have here today. For the first time in the history of the Bet on Devin podcast, we have an in-person interview.
Wow.
Blessed. Okay? It's Michele Fitzgerald. She's a Survivor champion. She's a challenge participant. Who knows? With Ride or Dies. Got a good partner in Jay. Thanks for being here. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm stoked. I feel like I'm
home.
Yeah, I know. Really. I feel like I'm blessed. I get to be the first in-person interview. I get to do this seeing your beautiful face. Things are good. Life is good.
Life is good. Here I am. What were you doing why were you in Amesbury?
I was actually shooting Challenge Mania with all of them.
Correct.
We had a wild night. And then I was nursing a hangover the next day, and I was with my cousins and stuff. They live up north. So
who was the Challenge Mania squad? Did you see my man Mark Long?
Yeah, he was there. Oh my God, Mark Long is the best. I'm doing his podcast on Thursday with Jay, actually. So tomorrow, yeah.
Let's talk about Mark Long a little bit.
He's the tits. What's there to say? The best, the best.
He's got 12 abs. He has an ab for every year old he is.
I haven't seen his abs. I wouldn't have a problem with seeing his abs. I haven't seen them yet.
You haven't seen Mark Long's abs?
No. Not IRL.
Washboard.
Really?
Dude, the guy is jacked. I honestly think he could be 50. Do you know how old he is?
He's 51.
He's 51?
I was low-key or high-key hitting on him for sure.
I mean, get in line.
Facts.
Get in line. How'd that event go? I was down in Philly, so I missed it.
I know. I hit you up. You up, and I was like, "Are you going to be in town? You definitely should have rolled through." But it was great. Like, honestly, it's so weird because I've done events with Survivor players before, and usually it's like with Survivor players, it's like, "Oh, okay, we do an event, we go home." Here, we were out all freaking night. I mean, there was crying, there was fighting, there was I'm not gonna spell all this.
What do you mean? You gotta tell us who cried.
But it's crazy. Like, there's so many personalities going on. These OG vets.
Who cried in Boston after Challenge Mania?
I'm a steel trap. I'm not gonna rat anybody out.
My
but
God.
there was arguing, there was emotions flowing. I mean,
the Steel Trap podcast with Michele Fitzgerald. It's just dead air.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Doesn't say a thing.
Shut the fuck up.
Refuses.
It's amazing how I can say a lot of words and say nothing at all, isn't it?
Well, you learned that from the absolute master himself. That would be me right here. All I do is say shit. Nothing meaningful comes out of my mouth. But meaningful things did happen on this episode of the challenge. Ride or Dies. I don't know why I said it like that. Aneesa and Jordan have entered the game.
They have.
Okay, they're here, right?
They showed up.
They showed up. I don't know why.
Yeah, why they're Ride or Dies?
I don't know why. Do you know why? I know they've known each other for a long time, but I didn't think they were particularly... Is it just like...
Big names at this point.
Is that what we're dealing with?
I genuinely think that's what we're dealing with.
I love them both. I'm glad they're here, but I think the partnership doesn't make sense to me.
Absolutely same. I think they're going for shock factor. And like, Aneesa's, I mean, she's an OG. She's been playing a bunch of seasons. She hasn't won yet. I think we want her back always, right?
100%.
And Jordan, on the other hand, has won. He's a fierce competitor. I mean, they make a good pair, and they both have such a name. And there's obviously already conflict. I mean, Tori is Aneesa's best friend.
I know.
It's a mess for you guys. It's great TV though. Absolutely great TV.
Like it's when your ex-fiance and your podcast co-host walk into the same zone, things are bound to unravel. Are you texting?
Okay, because somebody's walking my dog and I have to.
Am I living in a fantasy world?
I'm so sorry. Somebody's walking my dog and I have to make sure she can get into my apartment.
Well,
I'm a woman. I'm a woman of responsibilities.
Unbelievable.
I'm a woman. I'm a woman of responsibilities.
Oh no! Please don't let me hold you up. Finish the text.
Okay. Let me.
For the love of God, rattle that off. Give her the code. Don't you have
Okay,
automatic
she's in.
opener?
She's in, everybody. She's in. We're safe.
She's in. The dog is safe.
The dog is good.
Yikes.
And okay, so as you were saying,
let's talk about the Jordan and Anissa dynamic.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Sorry about that. I apologize. I'm a fucking bastard.
3 strikes and you're out of here.
Okay. I mean, it's gonna actually take physically kicking me out of your house for me to be out.
That's a good point. Yeah, I can't just hit the.
Can't hit the fuck you button on me.
Interesting dynamic. We've got, as you mentioned, a multi-time champ paired with an absolute legend of the challenge that I personally think is underrated. Now, they're stylistically very different. This is my first time meeting Jordan, but just knowing his reputation through the challenge and how intense he is a competitor, I don't know if that is going to work. Yeah. Thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I didn't really know much about Jordan going into this season, to be honest with you. I never really watched Challenge before being on. I'm the worst. But I will say, like, I went in thinking Jordan was going to be one way. He actually very much pleasantly surprised me. I thought he was a lot cooler than I thought he was going to be. I really liked Jordan. And he's obviously highly competitive. I think Anissa, she's more like go with the flow. She's like kind of like win or lose. Like, I'm here to, play. She plays the social game. I think Jordan plays the physical game. So they're coming in with different pros. And I think that could actually be a good thing for them.
Yeah, that's what we're starting to see as this season progresses. The pairs that have that yin yang thing going on, but with the same target goal, are the ones that have started to pull away from the rest of the pack. And that's a good segue into Fessy and Mariah, because I do believe them to have one of those yin yang situations where they are similar enough and they're focused enough on the same thing, but they go about it in different ways. So they're able to unintentionally cover a lot of different areas in the house. We saw Jay mention this in the last episode. I think it was unintentional for you, but it seemed tactical for him that he was going to kind of work with the rookies and have you handle the vet situation. That's a strategy we're going to start seeing, that like teams like me and Tori don't have that opportunity because we're so aligned that we just want to work with who we want to work with. Yeah. And so it's leaving a lot of blind spots for us. Yeah. Which is what got us in the first elimination in the first place. So that's going to be interesting with Jordan and Anissa.
I think so too. But I think that they're covering different ground. I think that can be a benefit. I think Jordan has relationships going in that are different than Anissa's. Same thing. I think we're going to see them connect with different people in the house that allows them to have a lot of alliances. And like, the thing about me and Jay, we're obviously not on the same page with who we want to work with. I think that it's been a challenge for us thus far. But this rookie versus vet thing, everybody's putting so much attention on it. But what we're not registering is like there's basically 2 rookie teams, maybe 3. Right. What is a rookie alliance when every rookie is attached to a vet for the most part? Like,
their fearless leader is now out of the game. Let's not forget that. Yeah. That the ringleader of this attempted rookie alliance was Turbo, and he is now, credit Bananas on that nickname, he's now gone. So they went from feeling like a rookie pair wins the first, right, and sends home a strong team that was going to be working with vets. Also, at this point, Casey and Kenny haven't re-entered the game, right. And at that point, we hadn't gotten Bananas and Nany. So, how the mighty have fallen when these rookies watch Banana and Nany walk back into the game, or walk into the game. Watch Casey and Kenny walk back into the game. Bananas wins, sends Bananas and Nany win. Banani wins, send in Turbo, and now their fearless leader is gone. They got their shit flipped right upside down. And that's the scramble that we're starting to see unfold in this episode. And that's, I think, why, I mean, you saw that in the challenge. Shout out Fessy and Mariah for absolutely killing it.
Crushed it.
Raven and Johnny were right there. And that was going to be worst case scenario for a lot, not for you guys, obviously, but for a lot of us, that was going to be like, they would have put in me and Tori again, just shoot. Why not shoot again? You already put us in once.
Exactly.
They would have put in probably Laurel and Jack again, probably Bananas and Nany, and probably Casey and Kenny.
Yeah.
And no matter what happens, one of the teams that wants to be working together is gone, and that gives that shifts the power back on their side. Mm-hmm. So I had never rooted for Fessy harder. I didn't even know where he stood.
I was obviously rooting for Fessy too. Like
I bet you were, Michele.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. No, but I really obviously shut up, Devin. I was really I was trying to play kind of I don't really want to take that. I don't want to target on my back being we're going to be working with. I wanted to be in the middle. I wanted a hybrid situation. I want to work with the people who I want to work with. I don't want to be I'm all in just working with vets, or I'm all in working with rookies. I want to work with the people that I like. I think that's what gets you the furthest in this game. So coming off the bat and seeing everybody's hands in, being we're a rookie alliance. I was not in on that because
you want to be the Toyota Yaris of the challenge.
I mean, I don't think I want to be a Toyota Yaris. What's that?
Because it's
is it Prius?
You could be. You want to be the Prius. You want to be the.
Sure. Is that a hybrid?
It's a hybrid.
Yeah, exactly. I'm cool with that analogy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go full Tesla, and I'm not trying to go Jeep Wrangler. I get the analogy now. I'm a car girl.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. All right, you heard it here first. Michele Fitzgerald, the what? You don't want to be the Yaris?
I feel no, I would rather be a Prius.
I'd rather be a Prius. All right, Michele Fitzgerald, the Prius of the challenge.
Wow.
That is your new nickname.
Wow. That's
Michele the Prius Fitzgerald is your boxing. If you ever decide to do a celebrity boxing match.
Everybody knows that I'll never do a celebrity boxing match.
I don't know. Don't say never.
I will say never.
I never thought we'd see a 2-story hall brawl, but we got that out of the way.
Yeah, we did get that. It was pretty cool, actually.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. So let's refocus a little bit. Mm-hmm. Barrel challenge, right? Mm-hmm. We touched on it a little bit. Let me ask you seriously, were you going 100 here?
I was going 100 for as best as I could do.
I'm only asking because me and Tori looked at each other at a couple points in this challenge and said, we don't want to empty the gas tank here. Fessy and Mariah are in the lead. We don't want to get our hands dirty. Were you and Jay playing that at all?
No, I was just dying. I was low-key dying. I was not. Okay. I am not very strong. I know this about myself. So, carrying these heavy things, I was please, Fessy and Mariah, please just get it over with so that I don't have to carry another fucking barrel. I knew I wasn't going to win. So, just do it as fast as possible so I could get out of this pain and just, sit on the sidelines. And I'm fine with that. As long as somebody who I like wins, I don't really want to win. I don't want to get the blood on my hands.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's in that maybe I framed the question poorly. I think that especially moving forward because of the format, because of 4 teams having to say 4 team names, 8 names, individual names, the benefit to winning, it's not really there.
It's horrible.
It's insured safety that comes for 1 week, that comes with a minimum of 3 targets placed on your back.
Absolutely.
So that's not a big, as a risk reward guy, I'm looking at Fessy and Mariah here, and don't get me wrong, they would have beat us anyways. I'm not saying me and Tori could have won.
100%. They were going to win.
They were going to win.
Yeah.
But there was something the long game and the angle of the long game really comes into play this season because as I'm seeing, Bananas and we literally helped Bananas and Nany in the previous challenge, just blind faith that they would do the right thing. And they did.
Yeah, I would have had blind faith in them too. I thought I had blind faith in Nany too, bro.
Oh, should we? Do you want to? Let's talk about
Let's not talk about
Should you want me to go on that side of the table and we can do reenactment? No?
No. Dude, come on. I really went in thinking I had people who I really thought were riding with me, and I realized I was not factoring in the fact that I have a partner that has also history with people, right? I solely believed that my alliances were going to be strong enough to counteract the fact that people didn't trust Jay.
I don't think it was strategic. I heard a lot of shit on Twitter even Jay says, is this how she won Survivor, and people are like, how did Michele and Nany get so close in such a fast amount of time? Whatever. I know the pressure cooker that the challenge is. I didn't think it was strategic on your part.
No, it was not. I was having a full-blown mental breakdown, and like that's almost more embarrassing. Like if it was strategic, I feel like I'd be a mastermind of the ages, but I was actually on the cusp of a mental breakdown, and that is so cringe. I was literally watching it back, like I am the cringiest of all cringe. Like somebody bury me now. I hated it. I hated watching it. The GIFs are gonna last forever.
Is it GIF or GIF?
I have no idea.
I think it's GIF. I think GIF is the peanut butter.
Oh.
I think.
Okay, I don't know. I'm not trendy. I'm not a trendy girl. I'm a Prius.
You're a Prius.
I'm not.
It's true.
I'm not with the
So
times.
let's get this on record, though.
Yeah.
Not strategic was a mental breakdown.
Absolutely was a mental breakdown.
And that's we're taking that's
Bible on my dog. Unfortunately,
that's
it was
what we're going
full.
It's the story we're sticking to.
It's not a story. It's an absolute fact.
Okay. No, I believe you. Again,
plus,
I believe you.
I really will say, like, if I was to be strategic, I wouldn't lead with tears. It would be, I would come in with, like, not emotion. I would come in with facts. Like,
a lot of people do lead with tears, though.
Yeah, but that's not, for me, I'm somebody who, like, really does want to be.
Shout out Amber. I have to do it.
Yeah.
Big crier. Loves to cry.
But
Love her. Think she's great.
But I think that,
cry.
for me, like, I'm somebody who is, like, very logic based. Like I do like to be like, here are the facts, this is why this benefits your game. Like I want to be a strategic person. I don't want to be a weeping willow. Like that's not a strategy that I would use. I would use something that's like requires brain work.
If you were a tree, what tree do you think you would be?
A tree?
Like you mentioned weeping willow, you don't want to be that. What tree would you
like strong, like a oak,
like
or
an
like
elm, or
oak. I don't know.
A stately elm, maybe.
Or like what? Yeah, exactly. I like that.
Yeah, like a stately elm.
I'm not a weeping willow, okay?
Not a weeping willow. Noted. I say it every episode. We've gone off the rails. Let's get this train back on the tracks here.
Okay.
You mentioned something interesting, right, about strategy and how that isn't how you would lead. I have an interesting question for you. I think that we're starting to see this, and ties into the elimination a little bit. Let me preface with that, actually. We get to the draw.
Okay.
Everyone knows how I feel about Big Brother. We've got a squad of Tommy and Annalise. And they do arguably the most Big Brother thing they could have done, which is, I'm a fan of both of them, but they wanted ensured safety. So they made what seems to be a double deal. Yeah. And in doing so, end up sending Horacio and Olivia against their number ones, which is Johnny and Raven, in a double-decker hall brawl. Scale of 1 to Big Brother, Big Brother.
Yeah. I mean, I really like Tommy and Annalise. Love them. I think that they're amazing. I feel like they were so paranoid about their game that they just made a foolish move. And like I don't know. It was sad to see it go down. I was advising to go the other direction and not do something like that. I sat them both down and said, this is what I would do if I were you. But I think they were just scared.
So my theory, and this is what I want to get at, is that in moments of pressure, and this game causes a lot of them, people tend to go to the default setting of what got them into this game initially, which is their first show, whatever that is, right? So I think that Tommy and Annalise just went default Big Brother. But in this game, it all comes out, and you have to make the decision on the spot in front of the entire house. Yeah, you're coming from a different game. And again, this ties into the Nany situation, because people do say this about Survivor people, that it's just pretty much say anything to save yourself situation. Do you agree that there's a default setting that people fall into? And do you think that Survivor has its own default setting? Have you noticed that with Survivor people or Big Brother people or even Love Island people?
I think, of course, you're going to have somewhat of a default setting, right? Like I've played 78 days of Survivor. Like I, of course, I'm going to go with what has worked for me. I think the difference is that understanding the differences in the types of games, because on Survivor for me, like if I vote for somebody, then the next day you bounce back and like it's not taken to heart. You know what I mean? If you do a double deal or something like that on Survivor, it's applauded. It's not looked at as like, oh, you're a snake. So
that's interesting.
So it's really, really weird when you come into something like this and suddenly like people think that you're sneaky and a snake, and you're also battling this perception of you. Like me, the perception that I've won Survivor is it's in everybody's mind. So
Correct.
if anybody does something sneaky, they're just going to be like, oh, that's sneaky of them. If I do something sneaky, it's like, oh, that's a Survivor winner move. Right. Like, so if another rookie like Colleen and Kim had done what Annalise and Tommy did, we'd be saying it's the mole, but like, you're always going to have that in your mind that they're playing the game that they came from. And we're not coming in with clean slates. We're not. Right. People have perceptions of us, and that will carry throughout the game.
Do you think it's wise or unwise to hit the default setting in a game? To hit the default setting of a game that you're not playing?
It's not wise. Yeah,
okay.
It's
I'm trying to get.
No, you don't. I don't want to. I'm
not saying you in general. I'm just saying people do it. I watch people do it all the time in high pressure situations. It's like, oh, this is what I should do because this is what I know how to do. You can't play that. You can't play the game that way. Like we'll see if it works out for Tommy and Annalise, but for me, I mean, they just loaded the gun and shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, no, I think
so dumb.
I think that no matter what, like this is the trick of the draw, right? Like the draw is so tricky because you are put in a situation that you're the victim,
right?
And then you end up being the villain. You go from being victim to villain. Correct. Because then you have to choose somebody who's also down there put in a shitty situation. So it like sucks. It takes some of the pressure actually off the people who put the 4 people in. And then you are the person who is doing the dirty deed when unfortunately your back was against a wall. So it's really sucky that it happened, that happened to them and they had to even be put in that situation. But we're going to see that it blows up for them.
If 66% isn't a good enough chance for you, I don't know what to tell you. If you try to make it 100% that you're going to be safe, you're eventually going to end up at 66 anyways. Yeah. Because the next week, if you go back down there, no one's making a fucking deal with you.
Yeah.
So then you only got 33. You have to pull it or you're going in 100%.
Yeah.
So you go from 100 to 33 or you just cruise at 66 the whole time.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Ruffle no feathers. Like that is how I would have approached this situation is make somebody else make the double deal.
Yeah.
Make somebody else shoot themselves in the foot. Make somebody else show their cards. Make somebody else do something that's going to turn the whole house against them. And that's why a lot of this game is luck too. I mean, we're literally seeing luck in the draw. Like it is the luck of the draw.
Yeah, exactly. But there's strategy to playing the draw. There really is. Like, you have to think of how you're going to play it. Who are you going to choose? Why are you going to choose them? How does that blow back for you? Like, what are the benefits, pros, cons? You have to weigh all of it. So it's an extra layer of like luck, but also you have to think everything through. You're down there with how's it going to work out? How's it going to play out? How do you ensure that 66%? You want to make sure that you're the person that at least one of the teams is choosing for sure. Right. So
yeah, you really want to be the team that both people are going to choose, but without making a formal deal.
Yeah.
And that sounds obvious, but there's ways to do that people aren't taking advantage of, in my opinion. This was a clinic on how not to handle the draw.
Yeah, I know. It was
especially
really sad.
To put Olivia and Horacio against Johnny and Raven, and thankfully they did.
Yeah.
Right? They did all our dirty work.
Yeah.
And I mean, it came down to it turns out that Olivia is
savage,
an absolute animal.
Dude, she literally blew Raven's shoes off. Like, it was
She knocked her shoes
wild.
off.
It was wild. Like, honestly, none of the other teams, Annalise and Tommy and Colleen and Kim, would not have beat them. It would not have happened. So, like, the fact that I honestly thought Olivia and Horacio were going to go home. I really thought Raven's so stacked. I really thought it was going to be.
Raven and Johnny beat either one of those other teams.
Yeah.
And it's not close.
But Olivia blew it out of the park. Like, Olivia is proving to be a fucking badass competitor. She
seems to be pretty well-rounded, and I want to see I want to see what Love Island's default setting is, because I've got a feeling I know what it is.
And what's that feeling?
Yeah, I
mean, what did the Love Islanders do?
I mean, have you ever seen the show?
I haven't.
Well, the object of the show is that you must be in a coupled relationship to stay in the game.
Got it.
Is my understanding. I believe that everyone has to share a bed with their person. So
I wouldn't mind that.
Why
am I in the fucking challenge? Why am I in the fucking challenge? Somebody put me on Love Island. I think it'd be a better fit.
Okay, let's talk about your 3. Let's go. All right, you're in a house with Nelson, Jay. You're in a Love Island house with Nelson, Jay, and Bananas. Who are you shacking up with?
I mean, I've already dipped my toe in the Jay water, so I might as well just stay with Jay.
Wow, she's staying with Jay.
Jay's kind of freaky.
Nelson, Bananas, you hear that? Jay's kind of freaky?
Yeah, he's kind of freaky. He's fun.
Wow, okay, all right.
He's fun.
Shout out Jay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going Nelly T for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, no. I stick with what I know.
A repeat.
I'm a repeat
offender. I was gonna say customer, but that actually isn't the right phrase either. We'll just scratch that whole portion
Let's get out of this
altogether. Yeah, but that's I'm interested to see the default setting of the Love Islanders.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to see it soon.
I'm sure we will see it soon.
I think we probably will. A little foreshadowing there. That's pretty much the episode. I mean, we got through it all. It's just an outstanding performance by Olivia and Horacio, as well as Fessy and Mariah. Mm-hmm. The power rankings, as we look at them now, probably has to put Fessy and Mariah atop the leaderboard because of the dominance that they displayed, especially with Raven and Johnny now out. So that top 5 probably looks something like Banani.
Has to be.
Fessy and Mariah. Mm-hmm. I would put you and Jay in there. I would put myself and Tori in there. Mm-hmm. And then that 5th spot probably goes Olivia and Horacio.
It's got to be. I mean, they showed up
in back-to-back challenges. They've seemed to establish themselves. So there's my top 5 after episode 3 right there.
I love it. I can support that.
We can support that. Well, let's see if you can support some of our listeners and viewers' bank accounts.
Okay.
Because we are going to transition into the betting portion of this event. Now, a quick backstory here. Potato Dave, as we like to call her, Tori Deal.
I know who Potato Dave is.
Hit a 3-team parlay in her first bet ever. And we are going to try to see if lightning can strike twice.
I think that set your expectations as low as humanly possible. I don't know anything about sports.
This is exactly what Tori said.
Okay.
And it worked out for her.
Okay, let's see.
So game 1,
okay,
right? Thursday night football.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you want the cities, the mascots, or the cities and the mascots?
I would like both and colors if possible.
Oh, wow. Colors. Okay, sure. First up, Baltimore Ravens. All right. Thursday night football, Baltimore Ravens. They're purple and black. Okay. They're going to be taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are red and white.
Okay. Well, I'm going purple.
You're going Ravens?
Yeah.
Oh, also, shout out Harry Potter, Ravenclaws.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bang. We gotta make sure we take your test. I think you're a Ravenclaw.
I'm pretty sure I'm a Hufflepuff.
If I was a betting woman, I mean, I'm a Hufflepuff, so I would love that. Cedric Diggory is a Hufflepuff.
Take it back. Pretty sure I'm a Slytherin.
You might be a Slytherin.
What's the other option?
Wait. We have Ravenclaw, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, Gryffindor. You're definitely not a Gryffindor.
I don't know. Big Gryffindor vibes here.
No.
Maybe I'm a Hufflepuff with a Gryffindor rising.
I think you might be a Hufflepuff with a Slytherin rising.
Oh.
And a Ravenclaw moon.
I don't even know. I don't even know what to do with that. Back to the games. Game 1, you're taking the Ravens. You're taking the Ravens on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
I'm going to find another one that should be close here, and we'll get you talking about, let's go New England Patriots at the New York Jets.
I don't
the
even
Patriots,
know the colors
obviously,
of this.
red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Jets, green and white.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I am a Pats fan. So I know I'm from Jersey. Like, people from Jersey are probably going to be upset about this, but I am a Pats fan, so I'm going Pats.
So you're going to fade the Jets that are now Breece Hall-less.
Yeah. I don't know what that means, but yes.
They're running back towards ACL after an outstanding start.
You know what? I feel like, aren't the Jets doing fairly well this season?
They got a better record than the Patriots.
I mean, I'll tell you this much. The Jets have been an absolute shame and a travesty in New Jersey for how long, so I'm glad to see that they're turning it around.
We got to touch on this. Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi?
I don't know, but Zappy sounds like a cooler name, so.
That's what I've been saying. Zappy hours, Zappy endings. Have you seen any Patriots games recently?
No.
Okay, well, this guy's got the tightest tuck in the business. I'm talking a tight tuck. He really crams it in there.
Sign me up. I'm into it.
I think he's in a relation, to be fair.
Okay. I will say that I did go out with Edelman once, so.
Tell that story, please. No? Bad date?
It ended with bottle service and him with another girl than me, so.
Okay, so interesting choice there, Julian. You know?
What could have been?
Turns out he doesn't catch them all.
No, he doesn't catch them all. Fact.
Not
he
Pokemon master.
He caught a lot though, just not.
Just not you.
Yeah, just not me.
Fair enough. Final game here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've got the San Francisco 49ers with newly acquired. Arguably one of the best running backs in the game in McCaffrey against the Super Bowl defending champions, LA Rams. Okay, we got red, gold, and white typically versus blue, yellow, and white in the Rams.
Feeling like the defending champs are going to take this one. I don't know.
Wow. She's taking the Rams, huh?
I don't know. My heart was going the other way, but I just have to go with what came out of my mouth. So just let me have it. Did I make the wrong choice?
I mean, we don't know. We're fixing to find out on Sunday at 4:05.
So does football play like every single day? Because you're like, oh, I know that there's games on Monday. I know that you just said Thursday. So does it just like air every single night?
And sometimes we get really lucky and there's a college game on Wednesday.
Wow, bless.
But now that the NBA is back, there's sports to watch every night.
Oh my God. So people just don't see their significant others for all of fall.
October's tough if you're dating a sports fan, because we've got playoff baseball, the start of the NBA, hockey just kicked off isn't the right phrase there, but hockey's back. And the NFL and college football are in full swing. Soon we'll have college basketball as well. And I'm going to need just several pairs of underwear because I'm going to be just
shitting yourself?
Simultaneous. No. Special gifting. Just once an hour, on the hour, uncontrollable.
Wow.
I just think, there's 12 games tonight. Done.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a thing.
You should get that under control. You should get that looked at.
Get that checked out. Yeah. Okay. So, speaking of checking out, we are about to do that right now.
God bless.
What an episode.
Wow.
Killed it.
Yeah.
We
did something.
Just so everyone's aware here too, the Michele, the Prius Fitzgerald parlay, the Prius parlay of the weekend is all money lines, Ravens, Patriots, Rams. Interesting. That's the Fitzy Prius parlay of the week. Michele, you have been
bet all your money on it, guys.
Remortgage the house. You've been outstanding.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. As always, I'm Devin Walker. She's Michele Fitzgerald. He's been TommyFreezePops, and you all have been wonderful. We'll see you next week.